take charge.
We are driven, devoted difference makers.
We know what it means to stand out from the rest of the pack.
We don't just put in the work, we're made for it.
We are Mules and Jennies.
Welcome to our stomping ground.
Welcome to the final episode of Thriving Through Sports, the game show. It's Championship Tuesday, and we're live for it right here from Studio 24B on the campus of the University of Central Missouri, and I'm Brad Haydank. In this show, students from the University of Central Missouri's Thrive program will go head-to-head in the Switch Sports game of bowling. This is Thriving Through Sports, the game show. At this time, we would like to honor our third and fourth place competitors. In fourth place, a man who dealt with adversity throughout his stretch here on Thriving Through Sports, the game show, but handled it with grace every single time. It's Gabe. Gabe, congratulations. Fourth place finish. How do you feel about how you ended up on this show?
I feel pretty good. Came up a little bit short, but I feel pretty good. So.
And now, in third place, with a very impressive bounce-back performance in episode number 3, it's Kiernan. Kiernan, congratulations. Third place finish. How do you feel about how you finished in this show?
I think I finished pretty good. At the beginning, it was kind of hard just to see the ending, but then at the ending, it felt really good.
Well, there you have it. Our third and fourth place competitors. So Gabe and Kiernan, congratulations on your impressive performances throughout Thriving Through Sports, the game show. It's been an honor to have you all on our show. And now, as we get set for Championship Tuesday, it's time to meet the championship competitors. Let's take a look at competitor number 1. Will, you have experience as you were on the show back in episode number 1. You won that episode, and it was our very first one. How does it feel to be back, and how does that experience help you today?
Well, I've been looking back at the videos and stuff and learning how to improve so I can do better this episode, and I hope that I have fun doing this.
Well, there you go. Will has been watching some film, and now it's time to meet our second competitor. Rachel, you were the winner of episode 2 in a fantastic performance. How do you plan to build on that performance today and try to win a championship?
So basically, just keep on doing what I did previously and make it a little better.
Well, there you go, trying to build on what Rachel did previously. And in Thriving Through Sports, the game show, we've been working through a bracket format. Let's take a look at where that bracket stands. As you saw, Kiernan took third place in a very close game against Gabe that was decided by only 3 pins. And now today is the championship between Will and Rachel. Will, as we get set for the beginning of this championship, are there any nerves that come with Championship Tuesday?
Well, I mean, hype, because I'm pretty hyped to get going.
Will is hyped today, and Rachel, the championship is on the line today. It is a big moment for you. How have you prepared for this moment?
Just by taking a few deep breaths and telling myself that I could do it. Like this is it.
That positive self-talk is key. So with that, we will let that suspense build with a quick break. When we come back, we will learn a little bit more about the Thrive program, and then it will be time for the championship game between Will and Rachel right here on Thriving Through Sports, the game show.
WK has been serving Central Missouri for over 100 years, a family atmosphere driven by 4 generations of ownership. Whether you're in the market for a car, truck, or SUV, our friendly and knowledgeable sales staff is here to assist with your next vehicle purchase. Or if your current vehicle needs maintenance, our award-winning service department with master certified technicians will work on any make or model. We want you to join the WK family and see why it's a great day at WK. Visit WKFamily.com or come see us in Sedalia and Boonville.
Get the good times rolling at the Union Bowling Center, open 7 days a week with parking across the street at the corner of Clark and Holden. With entertaining party packages and bowling leagues, you're sure to have a great time at the UCM Union Bowling Center. Reduced rates for UCM students and employees with a valid ID. Enjoy great bowling and a friendly staff at the UCM Union Bowling Center. Like and follow us on Facebook for specials and updates.
At the University of Central Missouri, the Thrive program expands opportunities for students with disabilities so they can live a more independent life. Thrive is a 2-year program where students work on improving their academic abilities and peer interactions while learning both computer and job skills. Recently, we were lucky enough to sit down with Lisa Garnier, a Thrive advisor and case manager, to learn a little bit more about the Thrive program. It is also important to note that since that interview, the Thrive program has had some big news as it is expanding to a 4-year program. So with that, let's take a look at that interview.
The Thrive program is a certified transition program, and that just means that we sort of bridge the gap between high school and college career for students with intellectual and developmental disabilities. My role primarily is working with the 3rd and 4th year students. That's the 3rd and 4th year option of the Thrive program. I teach classes, I help them enroll in online classes, give them guidance in, learning how to independent living skills, everything that they need to know to, survive in the real world. Our goal is to give young adults with intellectual and developmental disabilities the same opportunities in the real world that anyone else has. We want them to go out and be successful and independent and have all the same kinds of experiences anybody else has. I want to facilitate the success of my students. I want them to know that different isn't less. We're all different. We all learn differently. We all do things differently. No human being is the same, and regardless of what label or diagnosis someone has, that doesn't change the fact that we're all human beings and we all have something to offer the world. We hear about how our students are impacted mainly from their parents. Our parents will, bring their kids in August for that first semester, and we will hear over Christmas break that the person they brought home at the end of the semester was totally different than the child they dropped off. I have a student right now whose mother was fearful that that student would ever be able to even live on their own. And now they are considering possibly coming back as a regular degree-seeking college student in the fall. So those realizations, those are the things that are just huge.
It is time to get excited because championship time is upon us. Will, do you have a message for Rachel as we get going?
Good luck, and hope you have good enough skills to get going.
Hope you have good enough skills to get going. That may be a test from Will there. So Rachel, do you have an answer from Will? And how do you feel going into today?
Well, thank you for the comment, but I hope that you'll break a leg.
Quite literally?
No, it's just metaphorical.
Well, there you have it. Some trash talk to get it going today. So Will, if you want to hit continue, respond to that comment in the first frame. Here we go to start it off. It's going to be 5 pins for Will. Will trying to pick up the spare on that left side. The 2, 4, 5, 7, and 8. Trying to get a good start early. Some big adjustments early. Will taking his time. Does he have it? A slower roll, and it will. It will fall at the end, Will. A lot of adjustments there that you were meticulously planning out. That pin, that 7 pin, barely fell at the end. How did that whole ball feel, that second ball?
I mean, it was suspenseful because I didn't think it was going to go down, and then it went down, so it was pretty good.
There you go. Will got the spare to start it off in the first frame. Rachel, it's your turn to respond. It looks good. Ooh, it's going to be a split for Rachel. 8 pins. Going to leave the 5 and the 7. See if you can convert it. Unfortunate start here for Rachel, but a big opportunity to keep it tied. And does she have it? Almost, but not quite. A split to start, an open frame. How do you feel about that first frame from you?
I didn't see it really coming for a rough start.
And splits are just unfortunate, something you have to deal with in the game of bowling. Will, your turn to build on your first frame success. Will responding from the early comments of Rachel, and a strike. After those early comments from Rachel, how does it feel to get off to such a good start?
It feels pretty good, and just feels pretty good.
It just feels pretty good. Sometimes that's the only way you can describe it, to get off to such a good start. Rachel, your turn to respond in the second frame. Trying to bounce back from the open frame, and 1 pin will stand tall. That's the 8 pin. Try to pick up the 8 pin spare. Rachel looking to close up her first frame. Does she have it? Oh, it just fades out there at the end. So 2 open frames, but that's okay. You can always bounce back. How do you plan to bounce back as we continue throughout this game?
Just aim as carefully and have some patience.
Patience will be key. Now, Will, you can continue to build on your success in Championship Tuesday. Let's see how you do it in the third frame. Does he have back-to-back strikes from Will? How does that feel?
It feels pretty good, and I'm learning from my first video that I filmed with Gabe.
That film, watching that film has worked out for Will thus far today. Rachel, you're up in the third. Looking to get things rolling in the third frame, and a strike from Rachel. How does it feel to get back on track with that strike?
Pretty good, and well, make up from start.
Well, there you go, getting a strike in the third frame, bouncing back. Will, a turkey opportunity. Let's see if he can get it. He's gone back to back. A little bit of lag. Does he get it? Yes, he does! Will, a turkey. How does that one feel? Awesome. Awesome from Will. A wonderful turkey. Will, back to back to back is what makes a turkey. There were early comments from Rachel. How have you bounced back so well?
I've learned from what she said and just bounced back and gonna show her who's boss or something.
There you go. Show her who's boss. Rachel, let's see how you feel about that with this throw in the fourth. And it looked good. Going to be 8 pins from Rachel. Looking for the spare. It's the 2 and the 7. Technically a split. Will have to be a split conversion. One of the more manageable splits if Rachel can get it. And she does. A split conversion. That is huge to close up that frame. How did you get a split conversion there?
I just had to aim carefully a little bit from the side pin.
And you talked about that patience on display there, and that does it for the fourth frame, so we will have to step aside. The championship rolls on after this ad break. Stay tuned. Thriving Through Sports, the game show. We'll be right back.
big experiences. That's what you want when looking for the right college. And that's why 97% of UCM undergraduates launch their careers or begin grad school within 6 months of graduation, with opportunities to innovate, network, develop your passions, discover something new. Find success with one-on-one mentoring from expert faculty who care about your future. Small classes, big experiences. That's the University of Central Missouri. Apply now at ucmo.edu.
Welcome back to Thriving Through Sports, the game show. Will has been off to a hot start. Turkey is what he has going. Let's see what he does in the 5th frame. Does he have another? Almost, but not quite. It's going to be a 7 pins, and it's going to be a split for Will here. The 2, the 7, and the 8. Can he get the split conversion? Rachel had a similar one last frame with the 2 and the 7, and she picked it up. Ooh. Falls into the gutter, Will. No pins there. How does it feel, that first gutter ball? How do you bounce back from that?
Well, I'm going to learn and not aim for the gutter, because that's what happened there. I didn't calculate the thing right, and as a result, we got a gutter ball. So.
Those calculations are key. We'll see how Will bounces back in the 6th after Rachel goes in the 5th frame. That open frame gives Rachel an opportunity to close up another one and start this comeback. Oh, and the last one falls in the corner. So it's going to be a more manageable split. It was going to be the 5, the 7, and the 10, but that 10 goes down. So just the 5 and the 7 for Rachel. Still a difficult split, but a better chance. And she will get the 5 pin. So Rachel, another split. That's an unfortunate situation just to have these different splits. What was your approach going into that second ball?
I guess try to knock one of them at least from the back.
There you go. Just at least get one. That's a good mindset. That's a good approach. Get what you can. 101 for Will, 65 pins for Rachel as we continue in the 6th. That one tails off a little bit. The head pin is missed. 7 pins there. The 1, the 2, and the 4 for Will. Trying to close up the 6th frame. Does he have it? He's going to leave the 1. So we missed the head pin twice there, which is all right. You still got 9 pins. How does that frame overall feel for you?
I mean, it didn't feel great, but I'm sure I can improve later on through the game.
Will looking for improvement as we continue. Rachel, you're up in the 6th. Rachel looking to bounce back from an open frame in the 5th. Trying to crawl her way back into this one. This is a big one. And it's going to be 8 pins. A manageable spare opportunity here for Rachel. We have the 4 and the 7. Looking for the first spare since the 4th frame. Does she have it in the 6th? Yes, she does. Back on track with a spare. How'd you get back on track with that one?
Just, again, similar to the previous one, just try to aim for the back of the side of the pin.
There you go. That aim was key in picking up that spare. Will we carry on to the 7th? That one's going to hook off a little bit there. Leave 4 pins. He gets 6. Looking to pick up this spare. The last 2 frames have been open for Will. Looking to bounce back. 1, 3, 6, and 10. Does he have it? Yes, he does! A little domino effect to get those 4 pins for the spare. What was your mindset going into that throw?
Well, I took note of what Rachel said and aimed for a little bit of the back part of the pin.
So learning a little bit from Rachel there?
Yep.
Well, there you have it. A true competitor learns as he goes, and that's what Will has been doing here as we go to the 7th frame with Rachel. And that one looks good, and it's going to leave the 5 pin. 9 pins, manageable spare opportunity for Rachel. looking to match Will and close up the frame in the 7th. And will she get it? Yes, she will. And Rachel, I want to ask you, Will said he's been learning a little bit from you. How does that make you feel?
Kind of feel like a disadvantage, but yeah.
Well, that's all right. Pick up that spare as you did in the 7th as we move to the 8th frame with Will. Will with a lead, trying to keep it in this championship. A little slower of a roll. Will miss the head pin, but get 7 pins. Will needs to pick up 3 pins for this spare. 1, 2, 4. Similar to the last one, but on the other side, and he picks it up for the spare. Will, was there ever a doubt?
I mean, there was a little bit of a doubt, but then it hit the pin, and I'm pretty happy with the outcome.
He's happy with that spare. It was a big one for Will there in the first half of the 8th frame. Rachel, finish out the 8th frame for us. And that one looks good. That 5 pin has been stubborn for Rachel these last 2 frames at least. Same situation as last time. Let's see if she can pick it up again. A lot of adjustments from Rachel, making sure she picks up this 5 pin. She talked about that patience, that on display here. And does she have it? Yes, she does. Back-to-back spares, picking up that 5 pin. Did you implement anything that you did from last frame to do the same thing this frame?
Kinda, a little bit.
Well, there you have it, and the 8th frame has now come to a close, so we will have our final media timeout in the studio for Championship Tuesday. Thriving Through Sports, the game show returns right after this.
I have been in pretty good health most of my life, but about 10 years ago realized that my knees were really bothering me. But this last year, it had gotten to the point where I could no longer do what I like to do. So I started asking my retired teacher friends who'd had knee replacements about their surgeons, and 3 or 4 of them, just hands down, recommended Dr. Rupp.
Through x-rays and examination, we diagnosed her with osteoarthritis of the knee, and it was very severe to the point where surgery was really her best option.
I have had no pain in my surgical knee from probably 4 weeks on. It has definitely impacted my life. I'm more mobile, I have more energy. Within an hour or 2 of coming out of after surgery, I had decided I'm having the second one done as soon as I can. I'm Susan Sipe, and WMMC is my partner for orthopedic surgery.
Welcome back to Thriving Through Sports, the game show. We're through 8 frames. Will, 137 pins. Rachel, 113 pins. But with the spares, the first ball in the 9th, we'll count back into the 8th. So Will, get us started in this 9th frame. At this point, Will controls his own destiny as he is in the lead. This first throw looks good. And it's a strike. That is a massive strike in the 9th frame. How does it feel?
Feels pretty good.
So you bounce back out of the ad break. Do you think that ad break, were you afraid it was going to kill your momentum at all? How did you bounce back through that 1-minute break?
Well, I learned from my mistakes during this match with the negative playing, but then I learned and bounced back.
You bounce back in the 9th frame. Rachel has to respond here. And this one looks good, and it's going to leave 2 pins, the 4 and the 7. A 2-pin spare that Rachel has to pick up, needs to close this frame. She needs it. Does she get it? Gonna get 1. Gonna get the 4-pin. We'll leave the 7 out there. Rachel, an open frame there in the 9th, but the 10th frame could be a big frame for you. How do you feel going into the 10th?
Pretty nervous.
Well, that's all right. We'll see how you bounce back in the 10th frame. Will, this is it for you for Thriving Through Sports, the game show. Let's see how you end it off. Already 4 strikes today from Will. First ball looks good, and it's going to be 9 pins. Leave the 7. It feels if Will can pick up this spare, then Will pretty much have this one sealed. Can he get the 7? No! It's going to hardly miss that back left corner. Will left that 1 pin. How do you feel about leaving that 1 and leaving the 10 open?
I mean, it sucks, but there's nothing that can be really done about it, but that's okay. I've had fun.
Well, that's good attitude. Can't really do anything about the past. Rachel, your turn to end off Thriving Through Sports, the game show, at least the gameplay portion, here in the 10th frame. Making some adjustments here in the 10th. The first throw will miss the head pin. We'll leave the 1, the 2, and the 4 as you get 7 pins. Looking to pick up the spare and get 1 more throw. Will this possibly be the last throw in Thriving Through Sports, the game show? Rachel hopes not. Can she get it? And she does! You pick up that spare, you're going to get 1 more ball. What is your mindset going into this last throw?
Quite astonishing, I think, for myself.
Rachel is astonished going into this final throw of Thriving Through Sports, the game show. Here it is. And it's going to be a strike to end Thriving Through Sports, the game show. The last throw, you get a strike. How do you feel?
Pretty awesome that I did it.
Rachel did it, picked up that strike in the 10th frame. And as that does it for the bowling matchup today, as you see, game, the winner is going to end up being Will. 175 pins to 150 pins from Rachel, but a valiant effort from both of our competitors today. And with that, we'll step aside and be back with the post-game wrap-up of Thriving Through Sports, the game show. You do not want to miss it. Thriving Through Sports, the game show. We'll be right back.
At Inside Eye Care, our expert optometrist and experienced staff will take time to answer all your questions and provide the highest quality eye health treatments available. Our doctors take great pride in offering every patient the absolute best in vision care, from fitting those eyeglasses and contact lenses, from diagnosing eye diseases to recommending LASIK or other eye surgery procedures. Our philosophy is professional care your eyes deserve. Inside Eye Care serves all your family's eye care needs under one roof. Inside Eye Care.
At Collision Leaders, we put our customers first. We advocate for you at every step of the process because getting you back on the road safely is our top priority. We'll do the heavy lifting, we'll take care of you, now with more locations to serve you better. And with Collision Leaders certified technicians, you can have peace of mind knowing your family's safety is our top priority. Collision Leaders, the official collision center of UCM Athletics. Visit us at collisionleaders.com.
Welcome back. It is now time to honor our runner-up and champion right here on Thriving Through Sports, the game show. Runner-up, second place with 150 pins today. A valiant effort ending it off with the strike will be Rachel. Rachel, congratulations. How does it feel to be runner-up in this show?
I guess it feels pretty good for me because I'm glad that I got to go a little bit on podium as a chance.
On that podium in second place, and now to honor our champion with a final effort of 175 pins today, winning it by 25, is Will. Will, congratulations. The champion of Thriving Through Sports, the game show. You went 2-0. You won both of your games. How did you do it?
Well, I learned from when I was playing the actual sport and took that and put it into the switch bowling so that it would actually feel like I was back playing the real sport.
And you put in a lot of effort. You talked about the film that you watched going into this. Do you think that helped you in your outcome today?
I mean, it somewhat helped. I mean, I feel pretty good with the outcome, even if I didn't watch the video, but I'm sure it wouldn't have made a difference.
And now the most important question. How does it feel to be crowned champion on Thriving Through Sports, the game show?
I mean, it feels pretty good. I worked really hard, and I'm proud of the outcome.
Hard work pays off, and Will showed that here today. And that will do it for us today on Thriving Through Sports, the game show. A big thank you to Will, Rachel, and the fantastic Thrive program for joining us today. For our entire crew, I'm Brad Haydank saying thank you for joining us on Thriving Through Sports, the game show.
This is our stomping ground,
where we lead, innovate, and transform.
Where we invest in a future that invests in us.
When things get hard, we go harder.
When others back down, we take charge.
We are driven, devoted difference makers.
We know what it means to stand out from the rest of the pack.
We don't just put in the work, we're made for it.
We are Mules and Jennies.
Welcome to our stomping ground.